To understand Islam and the Muslim world more, buy my book The Curse of God, Why I Left Islam, available in all your favorite online bookstores.
Hello, how are you, Haris? Can you
Very
hear me?
good. Yes.
All right, so I have actually 3 points which I want to talk to you, and all of those 3 points you have already talked a little bit about each one of them, so I just want to make them one step extra. So first point is related to Sabah Kamar, all right? Now,
Yeah.
one hypocrisy that you could have talked about is there are two recent cases of child rape and child murder in a mosque. You probably talked about in your Urdu channel, but not here.
No, I didn't
Now,
actually. Maybe. Yeah.
okay, so
Go
so
on. Go
so
on.
what is really interesting about the similarities, like things that bad things that are happening in a mosque. Now, for some reason, a depiction of wife dancing with her groom is a bad thing than raping a child. You won't see any of those Khaddam Hussain or any of those Maulvi coming out and calling it blasphemous. And one thing that they have done is Jamiat Ulama Islam, one Pakistan political party that Imam used to be a member of that. They just issued a statement he is not a member of our party anymore. And other than that, you won't see anyone even budging that these things happened in a mosque. But because Sabah Kamar was such an easy target, they just went after her really quickly because these people need political incentive to actually remain in the politics. And this is what they actually look after. And this is really crazy. And if you go on those posts where people are making comparison that why are you not talking about those rapes? And then the people will be like, yeah, but how can you just ignore one dancing and then you are making comparison, blah, 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 blah. So these are like really, 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 I don't know what to call these people anymore. Like,
Well,
I
you're spot
yeah,
on
continue.
there.
Yeah.
That you would think that what is more offensive, dancing without music and promoting marriage inside of a mosque, is that more offensive, or raping a child inside of a mosque is more offensive? It's a no-brainer, right? Raping a child should be more offensive. But
Exactly.
nobody demanded the head of that Molvi, that cleric who raped who raped that child inside of a mosque. And there, to be honest, there's so many. There probably 10 videos a month coming out these days, and the
Yeah.
actual incidents would be a lot more, probably hundreds every day, in a country as big as Pakistan. So what would be more offensive? But no one is asking for the heads of those clerics who are raping children. More often than not, they actually run away, they let go, they're forgiven because it brings dishonor, etc. But on the other hand, soft target like an actress, like an artist, like Sabah Kamar, she's being witch hunted. And as I said earlier, I'm quite worried about her safety. I think it's something bad could actually happen, because Khadim Rizvi, that idiot, is actually dog whistling his crowd that she should be punished. What's the second point?
Okay, so second point is related to you even talked about now Prophet Muhammad, like something on the lines he was man of his time. All right. Now I have had quite a lot of discussion where people start with, oh, people used to call him Sadiq and Amin, so how can he lie and blah 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 blah. I would point out only two people in the world where George Washington, although he was founding father of America, but he used to have slaves. All right. Being good in one thing doesn't negate that you are not immoral in other acts. Hitler, we know how barbaric he was to Jews. I would like you to go read how he rose to power from 1930s to 1934, how he was like kind to his own people, how he would go have a photo shots with all the women, all the children, but you can't deny how evil he turned out to be in the end. So just claiming that someone has good qualities in the first place doesn't negate how immoral they have been in the other places. So you can't just make these comparisons. Now the third point is actually from here on Muhammad hijab and about this blasphemy your last caller talked about and all of this. Now one common thing that these people talk about is you are going to make fun of our prophet whom we love, we are going to come after your family who you love. All right, and now
It's fair game.
this is this is such a silly argument if you think about it. Prophet Muhammad, whatever he was stood for, his ideology is affecting us today. I and you can be killed because of it. So we have all the right to actually criticize that person and his ideology. Those women, those people who will love us, if they are in the public eye and they are actually coming after you, they are talking, go ahead, do whatever you want to do with them. But if they are living their own life and only reason that they are related to us and you want to come after them, you are the most shittiest person on this planet then. Because
Well, they
this is ad hominem attack, which is called in
yeah, yeah.
philosophy. Because you have
The-
nothing against me, I will come against your character. Like,
no,
uh,
he's making well, yeah, you're right. I mean, he's trying to make a point that if you can criticize something that we love more than our parents, and then we're going to come after people that you love, for example, your wives and your children and mothers and daughters and whatnot. And these guys have such low character that they would even go after. He actually did abuse the Apostle Prophet's mother, who's a very
yeah,
devout practicing Muslim. And I experienced the same thing where there's people were attacking my family who are actually practicing devout Muslims. Um, but everything is fair game for them. What these people need to understand that it depends on individuals, and I must I must I must appreciate the way the resilience that people like Apostle Prophet and Abdullah Samir and Gondal have shown. There's so many jokes, there's so many dirty jokes people can make. The people have been making cartoons of a Muhammad hijab, getting it from behind by what's his name? What's his other bitch's name? Ali Dawah. Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, there's so many dirty cartoons people can make, and they can throw in their Prophet Muhammad in there and make jokes about his wife in a burqa or something. So many people can do so much so much stuff, but none of them, they haven't done it yet. But I don't know how long will they be able to hold it, or they don't even have to do it themselves. They just have to whistle to their crowd, and they will start doing it. But then you have to understand which way you're taking the discourse, and what they don't understand, again, even with Prophet Muhammad themselves, some people have sometimes a much more harsher tone, but again, they have to understand he is a historical figure. Just like we can talk about Hitler, we can talk about Genghis Khan, we can talk about Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, we can talk about those people. We can talk about your prophet as well.
exactly.
You can't just preach us. You can't just tell us his good things and we can't critically analyze it. It just cannot happen. Just imagine someone tells you Genghis Khan was so good, so he did so and so and so and so. You will have a right to say, no, he did that as well.
Exactly.
He made pyramids of human skulls. You have a right to do it, and that's all what people are doing. I understand sometimes people go to a really low level, but someone like Muhammad Hijab, who wants to be an apologist, who wants to propagate Islam, for a public figure like him, he shouldn't be doing that. I mean, there's so many things that I would find funny and making jokes about Muhammad, but we refrain from doing that, and I can't stop people from doing that. And let the ordinary Muslims troll Apostle Prophet and all that. And I don't know. I mean, these guys are just hypocrites, basically.
My audience is not actually, you have covered Muhammad Hijab quite well. My audience is the follower of Muhammad Hijab. I am not talking about Muhammad Hijab itself, because what he is doing is causing more harm than good to Dawa and everything. So that is actually, if he continues down this path, I think his career is already over as an apologetic. Nobody's going to take him seriously anymore.
Well, I think he's realized that. I think he's realized that because he did say, like how many emails he's getting from those weaklings, those weak Muslims who were never Muslims to begin with. How many emails he's getting from them that are leaving Islam.
Yeah, I haven't listened to all of that webinar for 2 hours, and in the end, it was just like
somebody sent me this little. Somebody sent me that little interesting bit as well. I mean, who can listen to that crap for that long?
But no, what I try to do is I try to be more honest. If I'm going to criticize something, and in the end, he has caused even more confusion in my head than what I was actually sure that, okay, they have some narrative, but now even I am confused. What narrative do you even have? So it was just like a really bad thing. And one last thing, no, I think I'm going to just send you a message on Patreon.
No.
It is not worth talking about it here. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, folks. Who else have we got? To help me produce more videos like these, support me on Patreon or PayPal.